One day, a yogi walked into a Zen pizza parlor and said, "Make me one with everything." The yogi gave the cashier a $20 bill. The cashier put the $20 in the cash register and closed it. And then the yogi said, "Well, wait a minute. Do I get any change?" And the cashier said, "Change comes from within." And that is the beginning of the spiritual journey. You see, life is a journey of self-discovery, and this journey has two paths. There is the external path and the internal path. The external path, you might say, is the journey of self-improvement, while the inward path, you could say, is the spiritual journey. Today we will explore the first 3 steps of the spiritual path so we can get you started in the right direction and avoid many of the distractions and pitfalls that you will inevitably face on this journey. You see, both the internal path and the external path both have great riches that you will find along this journey. The reward you will find on the external path are all the worldly desires that you want. It could be money and the many luxuries of life. It could be fame. It could be power. It could be relationships. But it's all about worldly success. Now, the rewards you will get on the inner path are what all the religions promise. Everlasting peace, joy, love, inner contentment, inner satisfaction, enlightenment, and freedom from suffering. Now, I believe that we should master both paths in this life. The question is, which path will be your primary path? Either the external path or the internal path will feel more natural to you. It's not that one is necessarily better than the other, but that things must be placed in their proper order. As Jesus Christ said, "Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added onto you." Now, the first step of the spiritual path is to go within. Now, what does this mean? It means that you temporarily take your attention away from worldly goals and ambitions and focus inward on yourself. The spiritual journey is about understanding the nature of what you really are. They say we're too late to explore the earth and we're too early to explore space. But I say we're never too early to explore ourselves, our own mind. Once you make the decision to go within, the second step is to be clear about where you are going and what you are looking for. Otherwise, you will be tempted into many great distractions. Once you are clear about what you want, then it is time to take the next step. And that is, you find the teachings and the teachers that resonate with your ultimate goal. I see that there are 2 main roads on the spiritual path. There is the low road and there is the high road. The low road is about using spirituality to satisfy your worldly desires, while the high road is focused on enlightenment and freedom from suffering and is not so concerned about your particular life story. For instance, manifestation is a kind of spiritual idea, but it has nothing to do with enlightenment or freedom. The focus of manifestation is to improve one's earthly life, and so therefore is part of the low road. Esoteric ideas such as astrology, occult knowledge, tarot cards, crystals, channeling, harnessing special powers and psychic abilities, magic, affirmations, the law of attraction, and numerology, these are all ideas that you will find on the low spiritual road. If you are seeking enlightenment, all of these things will for the most part be a distraction for you. That is why we must be clear about what we want. And this is also why most people never become enlightened. It's because they're too distracted with the worldly desires, that they have no interest in freedom. But what you will find, even if you gain all the success in the world, there will still be something missing. Because no matter what you do, you can never find lasting satisfaction in a temporary world. But because the inner world is eternal, in yourself you can find lasting satisfaction, lasting peace, joy, and love. If you seek the ultimate truth, then assume that pretty much everything is going to be a distraction for you. The high spiritual road is simple and is often difficult for that reason. At the end of the day, the only thing required for the higher spiritual path is orienting your attention toward God through spiritual practices. This can be things like worship, singing and dancing, meditation, reading holy scriptures, listening to spiritual teachers, serving others, living an ethical and disciplined life. All spiritual practices lead toward the same goal, that is union with the divine. It leads you to self-realization, recognizing the true nature of what you are. And in this recognition, there is freedom. I recommend teachings of Jesus Christ and the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Tao Te Ching. I also recommend looking into the teachings of Advaita Vedanta, with teachers such as Muji, Eckhart Tolle, and Swami Sarvapriyananda. I also recommend Ramana Maharshi and Ramakrishna as two of the most powerful teachers of Advaita Vedanta, as well as the ideas of the Buddha and Zen Buddhism, Lao Tzu, Alan Watts, and Ram Dass. These are all great places to start to embark on your spiritual journey. If you are more focused on satisfying your worldly desires, I have some videos about reality creation somewhere. But I encourage you to explore these different ideas and find what resonates best with you. Let me know in the comments your favorite spiritual teachers and what you have found most helpful for you on your journey so far. Much peace and many blessings.